Hello. Hello. Hello, Rex. I apologize for lateness. Who wants to guess why? Is it 1, sleep, or 2, sleep? Hi, Cash. How's it going? Blah. People talking in my Discord. Blah. Okay. I am feeling okay. I have been outside. I'm wobbling around, waking up. Hell yeah. Go make yourself a warm beverage of your choice. I have a cup of tea, which is my warm beverage of choice. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, this... While I double check settings... Excuse me, is doing things correctly? Yeah, it is. Okay. Ah. Did you get okay sleep at least? Like some sprinkling? I think I did, yeah. I think I did. I used to have a sleep tracker in the form of a Fitbit, which broke. And I haven't been using one for ages. And then, literally a couple of days ago, my mom came round and was like, I've gotten a new one, so you can have my old one. And I was like, oh, I'll try using this. And I actually set it up so I can legitimately see what my sleep was like now. I can legitimately see what my sleep was like. So, yes. Despite trying to go to bed around 1, I apparently actually fell asleep at 2. And the same problem that I was having before is still occurring, according to this, which is that I do not get a lot of deep sleep or REM sleep. I get a lot of light sleep and a lot of time just awake. So I now have statistics. I don't know if that helps, but I have statistics. I'm letting you'll get there, please do. I do have a weighted blanket, and I do enjoy using it, but my partner does not enjoy the weighted blanket, so it's like 50-50 whether I use it or not. I basically pull out the weighted blanket if I'm really having a bad time. But I do have weighted plushies, which are also very good. Just cocoon. We're like the opposite. It's very funny. He hates feeling constrained and like enclosed. And I'm the opposite. I'm like, hold me. I need to be held. The weighted blanket on my legs because pressure helps. Yeah. I put a pillow under my legs to try to keep them slightly bent so I don't like fully extend my legs. Try to lift them and encourage them to stay bent while I sleep. That's the idea. No idea if it does happen, but yeah. God, who knew that sleeping was such a problem? Why is sleeping such a problem? We should be naturally just able to sleep, and we cannot. Well, hi, Bennett. You've been enjoying your gaming lately, Bennett? Stress, yeah. It's the stress. You look stressed. Thanks, it's the stress. Let's put the stream playlist on. Blah. Anyway. It's fine, we manage. I'm lucky in that I rarely have to be up early because I work for myself. Okay. I want to add some blend shapes to this for customizing. Because I want this to try to fit a variety of bases. So that would be fine if it was lowered down. So that you can get away with that. That was the one I was using as a guideline, so that's naturally quite fine. Nova has the fluff, so that's where I'm gonna add in a blend shape, I think. Okay. Larger front, we'll call that. How to go too far. So yeah. The funny thing is, I was talking with a friend about it this week, which was we're big. Both of us are big Pokemon fans, and she just we were talking about Pokemon spin-offs rather than the mainline games, and she brought up was like, "Did you ever play Pokemon Sleep?" And I was like, "No, I always thought it was kind of silly, honestly." Which now that I think about it, is ironic because a Pokemon-based sleep tracker might actually do me some good. Jackson, thank you for the follow. I hope you're having a good day. But after talking about it, I was like, maybe I should. And then I was like, oh, I know the reason why I never use Pokemon Sleep, because my original Fitbit broke. And I was like, how else is it going to track my sleep data? Because I can't just leave my phone in the bed, especially when there's two people in the bed. But now I have a new Fitbit again, and it seems to work. I'm like, maybe I should try Pokemon Sleep. Gamify sleeping habits to try and get me to go to sleep. Right, set this to 100. Let's do, okay, self-selection like this. That's what I'm trying to grab. So we have a blend shape to bring out the front. Like that. Wider sides. I haven't tried Pokemon Sleep because I don't want to be called out. Mood. It's relatable. But I can be incentivized with Pokemon quite frequently. People know this about me. I can be incentivized with Pokemon. Wow. For the Emperor, yeah, due to a point I'm starting to think about getting some Space Wolf figurines. Ah, the Space Wolves. I am not into Warhammer 40k because I much prefer the fantasy version of just base Warhammer, but if I did play 40k, I'd probably get Space Wolves because if I have to tell you why, then you're not paying attention. I won't probably because I always say I'll start blank and never end up doing it. It's an expensive hobby, I'm not going to lie. I was going to sleep, but I figured I may as well chuck follow before I go. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good night and sleep well. Well, maybe spot this evening as I have VR mod stuff, but I'll be in VC. Exciting. Always got something going on. There's always something happening. It's really cool. Okay, let's go for you. Let's go for you and you. Move them out like that. Wah. Sets are not cheap. No, it's a very expensive hobby. I have never gotten into Warhammer. D&D is expensive enough. And even then, I haven't bought any D&D products for probably about 3 years now. Because I have a lot. A friend of mine is keen knee-deep in the Raven Guard lore. That's cool. I think Das likes Raven Guard, but it's not what he plays. I think he plays... I think they play Salamander. Friday staff. Don't want to miss out on chances to get better at moderating on VR since also be moderating on and off during the Friday Somna. Ooh. Very exciting. I'm sure you'll do great. VTuber modeling is nice. It's very good at tracking my jaw movements, so even though my mouth is closed, it does do the little... Yum, yum, yum. Hello, darling, I love you. I'm sorry I couldn't do stuff last night. However, I think I did get the video done. I'm so sorry, don't be mad at me. I will cry. This is not a joke. So... So technically you can put both of these on at the same time. I just realised I put wider sides, not wider sides. I can spell. No, I can't. Managed to find the whole kimono set. Ooh, nice! I haven't done any of the event stuff. I think I might do Monster... I think we're going to do Monster Hunter next Friday. So both me and Spook can do some event stuff. And Arch-Tempered Raid Hour is going to be out. But we're playing Lunas tonight. There's another beta. You have to do more, I think. Fair enough. We are unfortunately busy this weekend. What? So yeah, you can put both of those on at the same time to make the scarf really big. I think I'm also going to make it taller. Let's make a taller one. There we go, for people who actually want to have it like around their necks. Okay. I think that's going to be it for blend shapes. I need to learn Blender so much, so I watch, but honestly, I am the type of only my handheld. Hey, if I am free, which frankly is a rare occurrence, but if I am free, I am more than happy to try and give you a crash course in the basics. Fair warning though, historically I've not proven a great teacher, although when I say not a great teacher, I mean that I managed to get about 7 of my friends playing Monster Hunter for the first time by giving them a sword, slapping them on the ass and go hunt that T-Rex! And that was me being a teacher. It was very fun to watch. I brought popcorn. Okay, I think we're going to be on rigging, so I'm going to increment. We increment our save, so this is version 6. Rig. Right. Don't need you anymore. Bim, bim. Bim, 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 bim. Scroll up. Right. Object mode. We are adding armature. Bone! Bone! Boah. I will say, I'm reasonably proud of at least, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I'm proud of how proficient I am in Blender because I'm entirely self-taught in Blender. Right, so even though this isn't going to move, Michael the Dragon, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. You are very impressive. Oh, thank you. I'm entirely self-taught in Blender. I wasn't new to 3D modeling because, backstory time, I went to college to study game design. So there were lessons about basic introduction to 3D. But being, college and university, being educational systems, they had access to the big boys like Maya, big industry leading things. So that was what I learned how to initially model in. But of course, once you leave education and you no longer have educational licenses, suddenly you can't afford Maya anymore. So I made myself learn how to use Blender. And now I only use Blender. So I forget what the basic troops of the Imperium are called in 40k, but you could play as them. They have cowboys. Warhammer, man. Yeah. If I wanted to play any Warhammer, I wouldn't play 40k. I would play base Warhammer because I prefer fantasy, and I would probably play Lizardmen because I was a dinosaur kid growing up. This is your friendly reminder, self-care. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I've got some tea to drink. I hope everyone else also has something nice to drink. Scatterbrain. So even though this bit isn't moving, we do want a root bone for the rig to, anchor to, basically. So that is what this is going to be. This is our sort of root, and in fact, I will name it as such. So this is going to be root _ bone. And from there, we will split off. So I'm gonna press E to extrude. You've unlocked my brain of trying to explain what I do more. So this one is going to come down here for this one, and this is going to be. We're going to rename this to be small. Would you call it the arm? It's the arm of a scarf. I'm just going to call it section. Small section. .001. We're going to go back to this one and press E to extrude again. And we're going to call this one long section .001. Drink some more tea. And we do .01 because Blender does this very neat thing where if you watch over here on the bone names, you'll see that it increments the number when it detects a .001. So there's bone 001, and you will see bone 002, 003. And we're just going to hit E and extrude these bones down this scarf. Those are probably a bit small, so I'm just going to move them a bit further along, about there. There we go. There's our bone. All of this could be applied to a tail, because I've made a VR chat base from scratch before. It's for sale on Gumroad. It's called the Cobble, and this is the same logic of for a tail. You're going to try the Oblivion remaster? Not now. Maybe in the future, but not now. Because I have neither the time nor money. Thank you, Go. But yeah, I might in the future. And I'm literally just eyeballing this. Some people might be more exact with it, but I am not. This is going to have a lot of bones because it's very long. I think a bone per square is probably a decent estimate. In fact, I might be able to make it straight on the grid. I don't have much interest, to be honest. The thing is when Skyrim first came out, when it was like brand new, I was in college, funnily enough. And I think I was in my first year of college, I want to say. This is UK college, not America college, which I always think that like America college is England university. I went from primary school, secondary school, college, university. So when I went to college, Skyrim came out, and I also could not afford that. So what I did was I went to a game store, and I got a pre-owned version of Oblivion instead, because the price on it had nosedived because Skyrim had come out. And I played that a little bit, and it was good. Between Monster Hunter and work, I don't think you've got much free time. No, my free time is Monster Hunter. It feels like it was something they pushed out because Elder Scrolls 6 was taking so long. Who's to say? Who's to say? I did find it funny, honestly, when I saw the announcement of like, oh, what are we working? We're making something, and it's like, oh, Elder Scrolls, and like, surprise, it's Oblivion. And I was like, so how's Elder Scrolls 6 going? Uh-huh. That was the last of my chisps. Be proud of me, I've had 2 square meals. I have had breakfast and a lunch. To be fair, I'm pretty good at not forgetting to eat. That is the one thing that I think my dad did sort of deep root in my brain, is remembering to eat. You're doing better than me. Go have food! Go have food! There, like that. I haven't had breakfast yet. Astounding, I'm doing better than both of you. Todd probably won't, but I hope they will. I bet Todd Howard doesn't even have much of an input in things anymore. I'm just going to say that. I bet he doesn't even have much input anymore. I just finished a late lunch. See, Growlith's doing okay. Okay. There we go, that's what I want. So I'm going to extrude these while holding control so that these snap along the grid. That's what I was trying to achieve. So we extrude and then control to there. Extrude, control to there. Extrude, control to there. And we're just going to do this like all the way along. I suppose the thing that I am most proud of in Blender is now this kit bash that I am VTubing with. I think that is probably the best work I've done to this point. Got chicken sandwich and a Coke Zero in work. Nice. I also had a chicken sandwich for lunch. We had some chicken in the fridge. And I made a sandwich. I'm doing really good in terms of self-care today. I'm doing so good. It's just the initial oops, we didn't sleep very well. But after that, I've done so good. I've eaten, I've had shower, I have walked. It's like caring for a plant. Just missing that crucial ingredient of a good night's sleep. Damn bones. Okay. Bone! We are rigged. Right, I always have to remind myself how to do these. So, this is, we're gonna call this scarf. Oop, caps lock is on. Scarf underscore armature. Where have you been put? Where did it put you? This one? For God's sake. Go in here. Scarf underscore armature. Excuse me. I've already had coffee, so I guess that would technically be breakfast. That's not food! Literally quoting! I've had a coffee. That's not food! And Pep seems to be getting meatballs for lunch. Good. Eat them. I know they were spelled wrong, but it looked funny, so I left it. The brain does a decent job of substituting spaghetti. The mean balls. The mean balls. Alright, we come in here, add modifier, armature, object, this one. Right, you. Parent with, I always forget which way round you have to select things. Is it armature first and then mesh? Automatic weights. Nope. Mesh, then rig. Parent with automatic weights. I always forget how to do this because I don't do it often enough. I take my leave for now. Bye, Bennett. Have a good day. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. No, but yeah, I'll probably make a bowl of cereal soon. I have YCH and stuff to work on anyway. Yeah, do it. I had Weetabix for breakfast. I have proper breakfast around 8:30 my time on work days. Fair enough. Spook's the same. He doesn't. It's not that he forgets to have breakfast. He straight up doesn't like breakfast. I have drank all of my tea. Mm-mm-mm. Mesh, then bone. Control P. Automatic weights. It's not doing what it's supposed to. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. There's supposed to be stuff in here. Stuff and things. There we go, now it's done it. Shrugs. Shrugs. So now, if we select that and go into pose mode, it moves. Cool. And that's the root, so it moves the whole thing. Everyone's favorite part, weight painting. Hang on, I need to turn on a setting. Object mode, select this. Viewport display, I'm going to go for stick. And no, I'm actually going to stick with octahedral for now. And in front, so I can always see the bone. Weight paint. Okie dokie. Root bone. Okay with that. Small section. This is the bit that we don't want. So this is this bone here. Small section 1. So I don't want that bone having this influence. I'm going to get the tablet over because I actually find this easier to do with a pen tablet. Weight painting, that's the best part. Subtract. Hello, Hope. Yeah, I think that's the kind of influence I'm kind of looking for. Ah! Time to understand nothing. It's fine. It's fine. So this weird like heat map thing that we are seeing here, if I select this down here, this is how much that bone is influencing. So when it's blue and it's ice cold, it's not influencing it. When it's red, it's influencing it a lot. Which is just how much it moves when that bone moves. That's what these colors mean. It's legal. Hi, PK. So, the general gist for this, nice and easy, is that we want each bone to have like a reasonably solid like amount of control over the area it like is located in, and then a little bit of a gradient coming away from it, because if you make it a very hard edge, then you end up with basically a right angle bend when you bend the bone. So if I did like that, it's a lot harsher. So the way I'm going to do this, the way that Craggy taught me. Oops. So I'm just going to do it like this. Select all of these and make sure that they're weighted. Make sure this is like weighted the same amount. So you can see when I'm moving this bone, you can see how this bit up here is wiggling because it has a little bit of color on it. There's a little bit of color on it. And weight painting makes me cry because you have to go through and you do this with every bone. You have to properly weight the booty for maximum jiggle, yes. Rip the booty jiggle. I keep telling you, Pirate, it's not my fault that you're too stupid to have your butt wiggle. Sledge is awake, I'm listening, but also, aww. Cute. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is Alt, I've forgotten. Let me go to, let's open up the rig. Okay, so we select all these bones. But oh no, they're only doing this. And then what we do is this one, I believe. And this is how we can simulate how it's more accurately going to move. I got this tip from Quaggy. We can see how it's actually going to move in-game. Like that. So with all of these selected, I'm going to go to weights and smooth and just smooth all of them. I'm going to do that, I think, one more time. Smooth. So we get a nice smooth transition between all these bones. So now, you can see how they're very harsh, but this one has this nice gentle gradient. So weights, smooth, weights, smooth, weights, smooth. There's probably a hotkey for that. I'm terrible at remembering hotkeys in any program. That one needs more smoothing. Smooth. There we go, and there's the scarf moving. Spooks home! There we go, and the knot moves like a little bit. And then another thing that we have to do specifically is weights limit total. And there's a little window down here behind my wing that you can't see that says limit 4. And that is because apparently Unity will only register a bone, will only allow a bone to have, what is it? How is this? Not a bone. I'm trying to remember what I've been taught. Unity will only allow a vertex to be weighted to 4 bones. So if I click on this mesh and go into edit mode, these vertices, this little dot here, that can only have data assigned to it for a maximum of 4 bones. So that would be 1 for this, and then there's going to be a little bit of data from this bone here, and a little bit of data from this bone here. And then there's 1 extra, apparently. Hello! I love you! VK done dirty by his avatar creator. How can he be a pirate without any booty? It's there! He's just too stupid to find it. There's math. It's not really math, really. You don't have to like sit and count. This was something that I got taught by the lovely Quaggy. Quaggy passively has taught me a lot. We go back to weight painting mode. So all I had to do was select these, you go weights, limit total, and you set the little button there behind my head to 4. And that just makes sure that it's limited to 4. That's how when working on models, this is why, because this was a problem I had of like, oh, I've rigged something in Blender, it all looks good, I get into Unity, and there's bits of it that like aren't rigged, and I'm like, what? And it's because of this limit total thing, because if you have a vertex that has more than 4 and in Unity, it just like picks one and deletes it. Yes, that would be a Unity moment, but we're not in Unity at the moment. That comes later. I want to see if we can get to Unity today. But yep, that's Unity being Unity. So apparently, that is what we do. We click that and tell it to limit total. Which in things like this, it's generally fine. Of like, it's going to be the main bone and the 2 either side, and then you've got 1 for wiggle room. Is the general gist. Right, so, now we're going to go to the long section. And we can see again that this is wiggling a lot. I don't mind like a little bit of wiggle, but like not that far up the scarf. I want the scarf on the neck to be like pretty static. In the hopes that will actually help it fit a wider variety of avatars, because we've attempted to make this somewhat avatar neutral. The hope is that with resizing and moving and using the blend shapes that we've put in, people can sort of scale it to fit their avatar, is the hope. And also, one of the reasons that I prefer to do weight painting with the pen tablet is that it is literally painting. It's called weight painting, and if you have a tablet, you can use pen pressure. You can either press a little bit or you can press a lot, which is very nice as well. No, Unity is not... We're not in Unity! Core! We're not in Unity! So yeah, you do literally just kind of like draw it in like you are painting. The main reason that it's frustrating is that this is the bit that gets like the most buggy and things like that, of like, oh god, there's like a single bit that I missed somewhere. But it's not as bad when you're doing it on something like this. Weight painting is a pain on clothes, because you gotta try to weight it so that it doesn't clip through. And that's why it's slightly a meme of like, god, I freaking hate weight painting, because everybody has seen me make several bits of clothes at this point in time and spend like an entire day trying to weight paint something only for it to still clip through. And it's like... Which has definitely made me go, avatar makers who put blend shapes in to stop clothes clipping, I love you. Which is why the cobble features them. Okay. Bless the rain. There we go. So the knot does move like a little bit. That happens a lot. You should make a chart about it. Core is in peak bingo whore hours. But what if I got scores for bingo? Core be like, but what if I got bingo? If Spook can cheat, then I can nudge it. I didn't allow Spook to cheat, that's why it's called cheating. Right, so my goal is to do the weight painting and actually put it into Unity. I'm not bothering with texture just yet. I do want to see if I can get into Unity. But this is a very just methodical of, we're just going to work our way down this entire scarf and weight every single bone to make sure that it looks good. Because, like, yeah, I could just let the auto weighting go and call it a day. I could just do that. But I gotta check. Heard the pain in that tone, yeah. That's what I get for making a scarf that is nearly 30 bones long. Because I mean, hey, the auto does look kind of cool. It does look like it did okay, but I gotta check. But yeah, there's our scarf. I love that you could wrap this scarf like around your whole body. I gotta check though. This is why I'm so slow, because I like to think I'm very thorough. I'm slow, but thorough. And make sure that there's no odd bits being weighted where they shouldn't be. And drink some water, because I drank all my tea. Oops. So that one's like a little far up. Get that corn out of here. Smooth. Don't you remember we built this city? We built this city on rock and roll. Blah. So, talk to me, chat. I got a very boring job ahead of me. Thank you for the save reminder. Irresponsible. Right, it's off the page. My hands are getting cold. I need to put my gloves on. Oh. Can I have some crunch? No. Chocolate is bad for kobolds. Like dogs. Don't Google that. It's true. It's a true fact. You can believe me. I'm doing a rerun at Everhead 2. That's the God Machine, the one where you dodge bullets. Oh god, the God Machine. That was a tough one. I got close on that one, but then I think I died, and it was one of those ones where it's like if you die, a scripted thing happens. So I think I was doing well. Got a short tail. Tell me the tale. Tell me the tale. This city. I bet you weren't close because it's a 3-minute long section. That's true. I felt like I was doing well. It was one of those ones where it's like I didn't die within the first, 30 seconds of the fight, so I was like, oh, it's going well. I thought I had some... and went to the doctor to learn I ate too many jelly beans and it was the dye. Astounding. This was all yesterday. Oh my god. Pirate. And how much did they charge you for that? Wait, no, don't tell me. Because actually, I don't want to know. That's so funny. You're eating too many jelly beans. Jesus, what do they put in those dyes? My life is a sitcom, yeah. This is why you drink water. Exactly. Exactly, that is why you drink water. I didn't tell you guys the story about us going grocery shopping this week. Cash has heard this story. When me and Spook went grocery shopping earlier in the week, I went, oh, don't worry, hon, I'll get it this week. Because, we got stuff going on at the weekend and things like that, so I'll get it this weekend. We go do all the grocery shopping, we get to the till, and my card gets fucking declined. Cries. Turns out you weren't dying. I'll get it this week, she said like a liar. I mean, my statement wasn't true, but it wasn't willfully lying. It wasn't malicious. It was factually inaccurate. Which was, she won't get groceries this week because it turns out she doesn't have the money for it. I was trying to help. I was trying to help. I'm trying to be like, oh, we're doing lots of stuff this weekend, and because you're a big sweetie, you're probably going to offer to pay for it, so I'll get the groceries instead. And he was like, okay, and then we get there, and I was just trying to help. Commissions are open. I go see Lovey's later for community night. Oh, you gonna play Lunas with us? See you then. Lunas for community night tonight. But yeah. So yeah, and that was legitimately on Monday, which was honestly auspicious for the rest of the week. We either laugh or we cry. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it, yeah. I didn't say you were a liar, it was like a liar. I still don't like the implication. Might be available Lunas, but I have zero idea what's going on. Have you ever played Mario Party? Are you aware of the concept of Mario Party? Because it's basically Mario Party. Nope. Oh, fun. So, we're playing a massive board game, and the aim is to collect in Lunas its jades, in Mario Party its stars. And generally, they are on a location on the board. So you travel around the board, you get to this location, and you need to buy the jade/star to win. And every time someone buys one, it moves around. And to get money, you need to win the mini games, and the mini games are PvP enabled. So you very rapidly end up screaming at all of your friends as you sabotage each other in an attempt to win. And that is the basic summary. In the name of love. It is fun. It's very fun. And say, Luna's, there is a demo available, but they are having a beta, is it a weekend or a week? I'm not sure. There's a beta event going on, and the beta has more game boards and more mini games than the demo did. So it was a well-timed thing of, oh, I don't know what to do for community night this week. Oh, Luna's doing a beta event. Sick, we'll play Luna's again. Very smooth. Oops. I requested for access and I think it got accepted. Nice. They're pretty generous with the beta access. It's interesting that it's a closed beta, but they do seem to just give access quite easily. And for all the people who played last time, you should still have it. All the people that I picked and gave some beta keys to from last time, because they gave me some keys because they're really sweet. It should all still work for you. Have tippy taps and hearts in conversations. I do love the happy tappies. We do a happy tappy. Smooth. Smooth. One lump or two. Yes. Yeah, Luna's, we first played the demo just randomly. We were doing like a demo night and we were like, hey, yo, this looks fun. And we played it and it literally like took all night because we were just having so much fun. And we were like, oh, this is going to be great. And then they like emailed me and was like, hey, we're having a beta and we can get you some keys, which we did previously. And now they're having another one because they're trying to get ready for release. So they're doing lots of testing. Also, I've said a couple of times we're busy this weekend. I will not be streaming on Sunday. I will not be at my computer. So you guys behave. I got my own beta access. It turns head in smug defiance. Ooh la la. No Sunday stream unless. There won't be an unless because Spook will be with me. He's not going to do what he did that other time. Because he'll be with me. There ain't no easy way out. Ah, dang it. Yes, you will have to occupy yourselves for Sunday. There is a Discord right there. You can always play games with one another. Ah, you see, this one is like especially noticeable of like, no, I don't want you to be rigged to the end bit because that's what this bit's for. No, 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 no. Spoon to left. Spoon to left. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Spoon pointy. No. Spoon dink. Dink. No. Limit total 4. I mean, we kind of see how it goes. See how it all curls up. He's nice. Okay. Is that one of those posh words I'm too Kremlin to understand? Oh my god. Right, which of our bases shall we test this with? Genuine question, because we have a lot to pick from. Blah. Okay, object, apply, all transforms. Object, apply, all transforms. Object, clear, no, you. Object, clear, rotation. I feel like it should be the cobble for self-promotion. I mean, there's no reason I couldn't. But the way that marketing works is that generally you have to put things on bases that are popular so that people go, ooh, it works on that thing, and then they buy it. Wow. One sec. This is also true. Yes. That's why the arced tail is photographed on the Nova, the Volpa, and the Jex. Nova or Volpa is probably a good choice. Comes out more. I should probably do like a narrow sides as well, actually. Let's add another one. Narrow sides. So we can bring it in, because it just occurred to me of like, oh, people's shoulders lifting up, so people can bring in the side if they want. There we go. Object, apply, all transforms. Alright, grab you. Export, FBX. Long scarf. Test 1. Selective objects that are the armature and the mesh. FBX all. Export. An unknown has spawned. Excuse me. Do you have any game recommendations for me after we'll play after I finish Chicory? I have not played, but I hear that Wander's Stop is very good. I have not played it, but Wander's Stop is very good. Also, unrelated, I haven't uninstalled Portal Fantasy from when we played it on Wednesday, and it's already received 2 updates, so they are actively working on it. Which is pretty cool. Okay. It's time. It is time. You got a rock. Nova. My brain says Nova. They probably got a lot of bad reviews, so they had to check them out again. I don't even know if they did, honestly. The reviews are mostly positive, actually. Although it's not had a lot of reviews. They got something good there. They just need to work on it a bit more. Waiting for Unity. While we wait for Unity, let's navigate to finding the FBX. There it is. Already found it. Good. Ah, the last time I used my Nova Beast was for Christmas. Look at the fashion icon that is my Nova Beast, okay? Y'all wish you could be this stylish. It's called fashion, sweetie. Me though. Yeah. Blah. Unity. It looks really great on you. Oh, I wear it. I make it work. The split-sided trousers and the knitted sweater. It's a look. It's a look. The Christmas antlers just really, icing on the cake. These are free, by the way, for anybody who hasn't grabbed them. They're on Gumroad and they're free. I made them. You can just get them. But yeah. Also, the best part is that you can't see because of my wings, is that on the back it says, "I am a luxury that few can afford." Is what the full sweatshirt says. And these are actually a reference to our D&D group. Each of these symbols actually references a character that I then decided to turn into bowling alley carpet. Slightly more expensive than the ducks at the park. I'm fucking what? Anyway. There's our boy with the big tail. He's still in here. But we are going to go with the default Nova. We're going to duplicate it. Turn you off. Accessories. We're going to make a new folder. Long scarf. And in there, we are going to put our FBX. Behold, long scarf. We drag long scarf onto Nova Beast. Ah! I'm going to put this onto the chest. Like that. Look at that fucking bounding box. Astonishing. Okay, and then on the long scarf, I'm going to add an empty. I'm going to call it Fizz Bones. Add component, VRC. Fizz Bones. And then we want the root transform to be our root bone. Like that. And put some colliding data in this. How's that looking? That's too big. 5, also too big, maybe. It's a shame that they only do, like, spheres, and they don't do, like, a capsule shape that you could squish to make flat. That might do, because it's, like, gotta get it, like, lengthways as well as height-wise. And I think I will taper the end. Like that. I don't use squash and stretch like ever, but sure, let's put some on. It's already long enough as it is. Allow grabbing, allow posing. Type, that's all fine. Colliders, 1. Because the Nova Beast has a floor collider. Where is the floor collider kept is an excellent question. Where's it kept? There's the snoot contact. You're there, but where are you kept? Spine, chest. You kept under the legs? Whence are you kept? Where are you? Where is the floor collider? There it is, because I'm blind and there's a whole second part. Floor collider. So under the scarf, fizzbone, I'm going to plug in the floor collider as well. So the scarf also acknowledges the floor. You know what? We can put the tail collider in as well. Just for this example. And the avatars, the cherub and the cobble, my go-to. Small little robot guy and shimmer. Yay! Be heading out now. See you later, maybe. Bye, Hope. If not, have a good day and a good weekend. So we set this to 2. And we also want to plug in the tail collider, which is apparently under the tailbone. Interesting. Oh, that doesn't... it's not a collider, so it doesn't count. Okay. That should be okay, though. Leave it at 1. Okay, moment of truth. Okay. Behold, scarf. So we go into our Fizzbones here, and we play around with these settings. So, gravity. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I love it when a plan comes together. So the question is now, how do I want to play with the settings? I wonder if anybody's made like a preset. VR chat, Fizzbone settings cloth. Just see what people have used. Nothing there. Okay. Fizzbones. Let's give this one a try. 0.5. Spring 0.8. Oh, gee. Oh, God. Oh, God, it's alive. Don't think that's what's supposed to happen. I don't think that is what is supposed to happen. Jesus, that's way too wiggly. That is way too wiggly. I think not. It's finding a mix between how flowy I want it to be, basically. I walk away for a second, I miss an Octazol. Yep. It happens. It happens. I don't think changing that really achieved anything. I disagree with that gen's fossil Pokemon on a fundamental level. I mean, that is the point of them, though, isn't it? That's the point of them, though, isn't it? They represent our mistakes. No, I don't think I want more pull. To make it all happen, I can't even pay a grocery bill. Is a mess. Cars go by on a motorway station. I don't really know what I'm trying to achieve here. Cars go by on a motorway station. I watch life go by on a videotape. I think what I want to do is I'm going to put in some slight angle limiters like at the root. I'll never be anywhere but here. There we go. That kind of like stops it like horrendously clipping, but you can still sort of get it around you. Okay, so we need to copy that component. We hit that and paste component values. This is Nova Beast scarf test. We're also going to, I didn't do this earlier, grab you and materials, extract the material. Yes, just put it in there. Long underscore scarf underscore MAT. Naming convention I picked up in college, took all the way through uni and now use now. And I'm going to make this red so that we can see it. Or at least I would if it would open the frickin' colour wheel. There we go. But let's turn that down a bit as well. So now we can like see it better in comparison to our Nova. So in this instance, I'm going to move it up ever so slightly. Gesture Manager, Expressions, Customize. Yeah, so with the main removed, you can sort of see where it is in the back. So we can actually move it further forward. You have the taller front, you can actually like almost cover his mouth a little bit. That's kind of cute. With the chest fluff, it's definitely a, oh, you should probably make that a bit smaller. Okay. Oh god, I have to, every time I have to bloody log in again. One sec. Let me get my login. And I'm going to need to re-verify. Sign in. Verification code. That's the sound of my phone going off and because I've had the email. There it is. Grab that. There we go, logged in.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Okay. That there and that there. Yeah. Okay. Right, we have logged back in. Build and test. Right. So I want to get this in VR just to see how it behaves. So I still need to do like an actual texture for it, but I want to see how it behaves in VR because simulating in Unity only goes so far. So this is going to be fun. Trying to hop into VR while we're still streaming. It usually is. Get this connected. There we go. Right, has that actually uploaded to VR chat? Let me check on the VR chat website. Oh, it's a local test. What am I saying? It's a local test. Ah! It's a local test. It won't show me on the VR chat website. That's not what that does. I'm going to save. I'm going to quickly launch desktop mode first. Alright, we're going to check if it's in desktop mode. I'm then going to go to the bathroom real quick, and then we're going to do a very rapid VR check. See how it feels having it on you. So it's a very weird one of like, it's going to be behind me. Alright. Avatars. Other. Really wish we could get thumbnails on these. Nova Beast. Scarf. Change into avatar. There it is. There is the scarf. Excellent. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know if this is let me test it on the Volpa. Just very quickly. Settings. Okay. Oh. Wow, that's like actually really detecting where my eye movement is. That's the webcam face tracking that they have now. Do you remember we talked about this core and you were the one who gifted it to me? Wow, that's like really like almost overly sensitive. Like I'm only looking from left to right on my screen. It doesn't seem to detect me looking straight forward very well. It feels like it wants me to be looking left or right. That's just webcam. That's interesting. That's not a bad alternative if people don't have VTubing software. If they pay for VRC Plus instead. Okay, it doesn't do any of like the really fine motion. Though to be fair, that could just be because I'm using an avatar that I haven't actually set up for face tracking because my VRC headset doesn't have face tracking. So why would I set it up? Now we know who/what you are looking at. I mean, we know that anyway from the VTuber point of view. What I mean is that it's actually like overcompensating a bit. Like I'm not looking to the side here. I'm looking forward at my monitor, but the eyes aren't looking forward. It feels like it wants my eyes to either look left or look right, and it's not very good at averaging that out as to looking straight forward at the moment. Like I'm not looking down here. I'm still just looking at the center of my screen. This is me looking directly at the camera, which apparently it thinks is like looking up. So it's not full on. It's not as good as I think my actual like proper face tracker is, but obviously I bought this proper face tracker. Well, I didn't buy it. It was a Christmas present. But getting this face tracker and the time to make this avatar is obviously a lot less accessible than say this, which is using a webcam. It's somewhere, it's not quite, it's like not the level of detail that I'm using, but it's somewhere between my old one, which was using a face cam, and the current one, because it has a degree of eye tracking, but it's not very accurate, I find. But that's still really good. I mean, this is yeah, that's still really good for face webcam face tracking. But anyway, let's disable that because an interesting thing, only useful when you're in desktop mode, which is not useful when I am obviously in headset. Right, I'm gonna go pee, and then we're gonna go hop in VR and see how it feels to wear in the VR space. So I will be back. hi. We're gonna see how we can get in VR. Is the hope. Hi, Galaxia! I like how it looks like I'm squinting, which is because I actually have, like, a headset half covering my face at the moment. Okay, that did not apparently work. Probably a few too many things running at the moment. Let's close avatars. Let's go in VR cyberspace. What shall we do? Various crimes. Okay. Okay, let's just try launching it through here. At least 2.5 crimes, so no Growlithe can do those. Okay. Okay, fascinating. Interesting. It doesn't seem to like me leaving Warudo open, which, you know what? Fair. So, Face Tracker is going, ah! Right. Can we do anything? I would appreciate if anything could be happening right about now. Come on. Oh, everything has to. Oh, an error occurred. Cool. Is that a no? Is that a no? Hang on. Why? But why, though? I may have to give up on this. Come on. Oh, wait, nope, something's happening. We're getting there. Hold. Hold. Imagine being a VR chat streamer. Why would Fate wrong blue like this? Real, for real? I needed not 3 seconds. I needed 3 minutes of VR footage for the highlights video. It took me almost an hour and a half to get it last night. It was fighting me. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Ah. Okay. Hello. You can see what I am seeing. And you can see my controller drift occurring. Stop drifting! Stop drifting! I'm going to scream. Ugh. There you are. There you are. There. There you are. Okay. Bop, 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 bop. Put you there. Float in world. There we go. Now I can see you guys. There you are. As you were in video, heck, I wanted to give you pats, but that would have slowed you down. I appreciate the sentiment, though you are correct. Blah. There we go. Okay, let's stand up. Okay. Right. Okay, we don't technically need to go anywhere fancy. But let's at least see if we can go somewhere that, like, looks nice. This looks nice from the thumbnail. You know, if I always giggle when you have the camera because it's like blue when she gets you. That's true. Me when I get you. Can I? No, apparently I cannot. Jesus, okay, I didn't realise this world was so big. Taking its time to load. Oh, I'm gonna need to change the microphone, aren't I? Oh no, it's using the mic. Good. Oh, it's using both mics, there we go. There you go, now you won't hear... Yeah. Literally as you said it, I was like, oh wait, I need to... Thank you. As you said it, our brains were on the same wavelength. Okay. Where the hell am I? There's water there. Ah, well, this is nice, isn't it? What the hell is that? Okay, well, this constitutes a place with a nice, like, background. This rock does not have a collider. This rock does not have a collider. Okay. Alright, let's move things. Move you up into the air a little bit. Okay, let's see. Behavior. Look at me. Auto level, auto roll, so that we're not wonky. We fly a little bit away, and then we zoom in, because it has like a better field of view kind of thing. Like that. Looks a bit like you've been buried to your head in the sand, not gonna lie. I had the same thought. Yeah. Yeah, that rock did not have collider. There's a massive, like, statue up there. Hang on. Also, that I just emerged out of that. I just emerged out of that. That's where our spawn was. Oh, my... There we go. That's better. There is... We are on an island. Behavior. Look at me. There's a statue up there. Don't know what that is. My stick drift causing a very nice auto pan. That is in fact my stick drift from my dodgy controller. So that's nice. Incredibly cyan worlds of this creator. That's true. That's true. Of like, cool, idyllic island village, weird steampunk sci-fi space capsule. Okay, anyway. Let me turn the flying off. I'm going to orientate myself. There we go. Because I do actually need to be able to see most of my body. Ugh, this stick drift's getting worse and worse. Behavior. Okay. Unless you crash landed and been washed up on this island, is that the law? The blue law? The blue lore? Oh man, the blue lore is. Genuinely, I haven't thought too much about blue's lore in relation to me being a VTuber now. If you ask me what the blue lore is, it's kind of the same of what the Ajko lore was, which you specifically know. I haven't really thought about rewriting it for VTuber stuff. Though, I did decide that blue can fly now. In the Ajko era, blue could not fly, which was due to the limitations of the game that we were playing. That was the main reason. It was because in the game that we were playing, it couldn't fly. So I was like, guess she can't. I've decided now she can. She can fly again. Which, without getting too emotional and wishy-wibbly wobbly on it, I basically decided because I felt it represented my growth as a person. But I felt it represented my growth of a person to say that she can fly. Fly, yes. Land, not so much. I mean, that is kind of true. Not the best at landing. The stick drift is still occurring, which I'm very annoyed about. Thank you, Flap Flap. Might be useful for future re-debut with new models. I mean, that's not going to be for a while because I just did this one. Not for another year. Unless a major new model comes out that I really like. Not going to happen because I spent so long on this one. We already essentially did our re-debut in technically February. I spent all January making this. So not on the table for this year. Anyway, let me do the thing that I came here to do. This always happens when I get in VR. I get very talkative with you, chat, and I feel like you get more talkative with me when I'm in VR. But right, avatars. You know what I mean? Pre-planning. Yeah, I get you. Other. Nova scarf test. Okay. I'd say that is a scarf that is working. It's wiggly. That's what I wanted. I wanted it wiggly, you know? I gave it a little bit of the anime treatment. I wanted it to be wiggly. I made it super long, and I wanted it to be wiggly. As someone who does not have full body tracking, I like things that can add a bit more movement to your avatar. But that works really well, actually. That's working really well. Obviously, I didn't set up tail colliders. This is going to be one of those things where the level of detail is kind of going to be dependent on the user, because I'm trying to make this avatar neutral. I can't put in things like tail colliders because every model has a different tail. But I mean, me come a little bit closer. I mean, we can see that the shoulders do okay. It clips a little bit when your arms are straight up like this, but that's because, again, this is not rigged or weighted to this in any way, because that way it can be used on different avatar bases. So the only rigging and weighting is on the scarf, like, actual bits itself, so that you can just drag and drop this onto any avatar that you want. But it also means that, like, you know, when the neck is moving, it's not being scrunched by the neck and stuff. Do you want it dragging on the floor? Yes. Yes, I do. There is, on the Nova Beast, a floor collider. Let me walk away. There you go. You can see it does. There is a floor collider on it. Because you know what's weird? You know what's weird with VR chat stuff? Is that floor colliders don't always apply to the world, and thus they have to be on your model. Because we can do shit like this. Because it's a digital space. Because it turns out the laws of physics don't always apply to you when you're in a digital space. So you can just, like, pancake yourself into the ground. Huh. The ocean in this world is entirely under the island. So as you can see, the scarf is hitting the ground, which is because of the floor collider that is on this avatar, not the floor collider that is on the world. Because, you know, I can just stick my arm into the ground, because, you know, it's VR. I can just stick my arm in here. Look. So yeah, in fact, if I go into avatar debug mode and go overlay, is it Fizzbones? There we go. I'm gonna need to bring the camera over here for this. Well, let me put myself back up. Blah. That little orange square, I know it's weird to see because it's so little, but that little orange square is technically my floor collider. And that is what it is allowing the scarf to not clip into the ground. Because that floor collider also applies to the tail and stuff. Because if I stick my hand down real quick, you can see some of the science stuff that is on your hand as a player. of, you know, how do you know when your fingers are touching stuff? It's these yellow things. These yellow things and stuff on your hands. And this is kind of like your sphere of influence of your hand to grab things. But yeah, you can see there's the bones. There's the bones of your fingers to press things. So when there is a button in the world, this is game development, everyone. I studied game development. When you go to touch things in the world, it's looking for this little yellow bit. The avatar itself, the skin on it, as you were, doesn't matter. It's this yellow bit that the game engine is looking for. So this orange square is my floor collider. And you can see it follows me. It follows me around. So if I did not have that collider, things would probably clip through the ground. In fact, hang on. Let me see if this works, because this is something that this avatar specifically has. Look at all these physics! This blue is all the physics that this avatar has, and you can see that some of it is on the scarf. There's a lot of physics on here. We've got chest fluff physics, hair physics, ear physics, the tail, and even the goggles has some, which is how you are able to grab. So that's what this pink is for. This pink comes up and grabs the goggles and pulls them down. Things that I have learned over the last 4 years of playing and making stuff for VR chat. I was there when they made this system. This system wasn't even in VR chat when I first made it. But anyway, watch this. Do you see? Look how there's this grid representing the floor. And look how the scarf, see the orange square? You can just about see the orange square goes down. And suddenly, the scarf is not colliding with the floor anymore. So you can kind of see how it's very odd. Like, yes, the world has a flaw because I, as a player, am not falling through it, but that kind of only matters to my feet, and it doesn't really matter to anything else. So you see both the tail and the scarf are now drooping down into the ground. Because this avatar in particular, for some reason, lets you move the floor collider, which I think is for sitting, so that when you're sitting, you can basically have the tail clip into the ground to make it a bit easier for you to sit, so it's not like going into stuff. But yeah, there's a little visual representation of some of the stuff. So there's the scarf without the floor collider, and there it is with the floor collider, and it wiggles onto the ground. Twisting is a little odd, but overall it's working well. Might be the thickness making weirdly twisting, thinking out loud. Could be the collider thickness in a way, because again, it's all separate stuff. So again, like mesh data and stuff doesn't actually matter. So the thickness of the scarf's mesh doesn't really matter in terms of its collider. You can see that the collider is actually bigger than the mesh itself, because annoyingly, all of the colliders are circular, or tubular if you prefer, and my scarf is unsurprisingly more planar. It is flat. And that's just a problem with the VR system. Everything is a circle or a tube. Again, you can see on my hand, everything is a circle or a tube, when I would probably prefer it to be flat in this instance. But that is mostly due to physics and numbers is what is going to be that. That makes sense, the scarf is a flattened tube. Yeah, I would like it to be flat, but that is not something that is currently available. All of our, I mean, you can see my head, because I still have the overlay on. There, everything is a tube. You can have, as you can sort of see on the tips of my hair, the tubes can be tapered. You can taper the tubes, but they're still tubes. And you can see how there's like a big one at the end of the tail for the big ball of fluff, and then it goes tapered again. But we can't get them flat. We don't have planar colliders. We have circular and tubular colliders. Poob. Blah. I want to be a cute Sona now. This happens every time I watch VR chat. Do it. I will help you. Let me help you. Right, let me turn off some of the overlay. Tools, options, avatar, debug, overlay, none. There we go. Blah. These yellow bits are contacts. So these are fizz bones. These are contacts. So you can see this is my chest. Some of these ones are standard with VR chat, head, chest, hands. And again, this is kind of how the game knows how to position where I am. And if I jumped, if I can jump. No jumping apparently. No jumping in this world. There you go. You can see my yellow feet. My feet colliders. They're the things that are acknowledging the world's collider and stopping me fall through the floor. But that's like it. But I also have in this model there is a collider on the snoot. So people can boop your nose. Which is cute. None. But yeah, little look under the hood. A little look under the hood of VR chat stuff. My illustrator brain is screaming, why no fault? I understand the engine limitation, it's fine. Yep. And that's game design, everybody, where you have stuff where you're like, okay, it might look pretty, but it needs to run an engine. Where the game developer has an argument with the artist side of things, and it's like, no, it cannot be 27,000 polygons. We need to have it retopologized and do it again. I genuinely had this argument with someone in college once when we were doing a group project. They made me a candle that was like literally 27k, and I was like, it's a candle. How did you even manage that? There has to be about 50 of these in a single corridor. You're going to make the game crash. Out of context sandwich joke. God. Starfield sandwich isn't real. Starfield sandwich can't hurt you. Starfield sandwich isn't real. Starfield sandwich isn't real. Starts just stimming. Starfield sandwich isn't real. I will let you help me. I gotta earn money and stuff first. I gotta give artists what they are owed. This is true. This is correct. Blah. I keep saying, you find a base that you like and you come to me and I will help. You can have Scarf. Everyone wants cool Scarf, right? Who doesn't want cool Scarf? That stick drift do be happening. Yes. I think it works okay. There is, as you can see, there is actually a second one. Actually, I can show you this. Because again, this scarf is meant to be avatar neutral. Obviously, this avatar has a very large mane at the back, but there is a toggle for it. Bald! But you can see there's the actual, like, knot and tie at the back of the head. Bald! But there you go. So yeah, this is one of those things where the placement, because this is not avatar specific, is down to the user. It is down to the user of if they intend to use this with things turned off, then they have to size it accordingly. And again, that is a side effect of trying to make something avatar neutral as opposed to making something specifically for this base. Because you can remove the chest fluff as well. And it's like, well, if you don't have the mane, you don't have the chest fluff, and the whole like neck section can be closer into your neck. It's also one of these things that I realized while making this, of the Nova Beast has a goddamn thin neck. Which people don't notice because it naturally comes with a large mane. It's got a very thin neck. But yeah. So yeah, with the mane and the fluff off, this you would probably want to squish in more. Which I include blend shapes for people's convenience. Blah. So there we go. My agenda sometimes is mostly cool flowing gear. Do not ask the science I do not know. I feel that. I feel that. An artist I used to follow used to describe a feeling they as Disney princess swoosh, as in the swoosh of the skirt. Yes, the little woof. Look, I there's a reason I chose to make this first. This is like the first on a list of a lot of assets that I want to make, and that's because I love Big Scarf. Okay, I love Big Scarf, and so I have made Big Scarf. I have the advantage of if I'm making products, I can make products that I want to use. Yeah. And the reason that it pokes out like that and doesn't go straight down is literally because of tails. That was the reasoning behind that. The reasoning was that most people are going to have tails, so this gives clearance at the back for tails. Now, this is a thing I could do if I had full body tracking, but it's very hard to do because I don't, which is that in theory you can grab the scarf, but because my controllers are tracked by the headset, the moment I try to put them behind me, it kind of loses them a little bit. Ugh. Blah. I have a potentially loaded question, but I kind of want to ask it just to learn. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad question. There's no such thing as a bad question. For me, it's like saw Shinobi on the PS2 at a young age, and everything changed forever. That's why Hirath has a big scarf. Ah, there you go. The scarf makes the rest of the model pop. I mean, that's just because it's red and the model's blue. That's just color. That's just color. In theory, it should be grabbable, but I cannot grab it. Ah! Haha! There you go. You can grab scarf and make the physics glitch out. Remember, kids, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But there we go. You can grab the scarf and technically pose it. If you wish to do dramatic picture of me looking into sunset with a scarf waving around face, you can grab and pose. The physics are very unhappy with being grabbed. Calm down. It's got a life of its own. But there we go. I think the effect works. Where are we time-wise? Jesus, we're at 5:15 already. I disagree, there are bad questions. I mean, there's bad questions if you're literally asking questions with the intent to upset people. Yes, the scarf says no touchy. But yeah, I'd say that's a win. It's very wiggly, but I kind of like the wiggliness. I'll be honest. I quite like it. I like the charm that it adds. It's a little silly, but I like it. Is there a particular reason why you've placed the ends around the back rather than having the two ends sit across the shoulders and the front? My brain is having the ends around the front might get around tail collision issue. Literally, design choice of the first scarf, I wanted it at the back. Literally just because I wanted it to. I'm literally planning on making a second scarf which has that layout, i.e. the way Tala does. Literally just artistic choice of this was the one I wanted to make first. I plan to make a second one. for people who want them to have differently. The main reason being as well that logistically speaking, some people, it works both ways. Some people have stuff on their front that they want to show, and some people have stuff on their back that they want to show. So I'm going to do both. I just want to make the options for both. So that is all. That is all. No other particular choice than I wanted to, and I'm planning on making another one later. Plus, I wanted to make one really long, and when you're doing the front, you reach a point where it's like kind of silly from the front. This is definitely more on the, yes, it's very silly, but it's like on the anime sort of line of haha, silly long anime scarf because anime character. Basically a trope. Basically, I'm playing into tropes. And yeah, in the future, I plan to make a second scarf which has the two front ones. So that is why. There wasn't any real reason other than I wanted to. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Literally, like Tala style, basically. But yeah, the reason is that I wanted to make this one first. I intend to do both. In fact, if I open up Clip Studio, you can see some of the design sketches that I've been throwing around in my brain. I gotta do this where I can see them. Bruh. That's the wrong file. This is very hard to do in VR. Yeah, just aesthetic choice is the simple answer. That's typical neurodivergent of why use short answer when long answer do better. But yes. Yes. Brain going into optimization mode, yeah. Wah. So yeah, there you go. That's all. Because you have the benefit of in VR of things don't have to make sense. I don't have to worry if I don't have to worry about fabric getting caught up. I don't have to worry about texture. I don't have to worry about things being, getting in the way because it's not real. Spoilers. So you can just make stuff because it's fun, which is a great reason to make stuff. So yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. The wiggliness is silly, but I think I'm gonna leave it in. So let's see. So what do I need to do? I need to do a proper texture for it, because this is just a flat color. Somna Space themed, I remember. It's technically dream themed. Technically it's dream themed, which people are kind of just interpreting as space. Because dreams can be anything. Scarves, capes, long hair, tails, swing rope, or similar vine, Spider-Man, all of these things are fantastic ways to give dynamic movement to things in static images. Yeah. Like I said earlier, of like, I like how wiggly it is because I don't have to move much to have it cause movement, and it adds a nice dynamic feel to things. But yeah, Somna is technically dream themed because somnorific. It's the Latin. It means like dreaming, sleep things. But it has lots of stars and moons and blues and purples and pinks. So it's like it's technically not space themed, but a lot of space stuff is being made. I did the end of Scarf with the Tail being a comic or shooting star with a star badge on the front. I might do that, yeah. I'm starting with like generic things first and then getting more tailored as I go. So I should have left the thing open. There is a Somna in the style guide for Somna. there is a fabric that I think they've called it Dream Weave. That might not be correct. They literally have a fabric in the style guide. So I'm going to. Here's the style guide. Yeah, Dreamweave. So let me go back. Ah, this'll do. I'm across the room, but this'll do. Don't comment on my neurodivergent stimming. It's fine. I actually don't care. So what I was saying was, here on the style guide, they have this fabric called Dreamweave that scarves are made from, and you can see that they have them here. And this guy has it here on the scarf and stuff. So I'm going to. It has this kind of like grid pattern on it. So I'm going to make a Dreamweave texture for this scarf. I'm also going to give it just a normal scarf texture so people can wear it outside of the event. But to sort of tie it into the event and promote it a little bit, I'm going to give it a texture to match the style guide because they very helpfully included color palette right there, so I can just get these colors and apply them to the scarf. So I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do just a regular, literally just a flat color with a fabric kind of like normal map to give it a little bit of roughness to it. But I'm also going to include a Somna Dreamweave texture, which is basically just going to be one end is pink, gradiating into the blue with this grid pattern on it to be this kind of like dream weave stuff. And you can see some of the stuff that I've like sketched out here. I've got like potion bottles and books, and I really like this hourglass that has stars in it. That's what that's meant to be. I'm aware they're pretty shit sketches because I was just getting ideas down. Belts with like stuff, it's all star earring cuffs and stuff, necklaces, inspiration from Monster Hunter things. But yeah, but I was like, easy thing first. Scarf, easy thing, and then here's the scarf with the two bits going around the front that I'd also sketched out. So this was just me like coming up with ideas. This was a big brainstorming session that I had at the start. Because things like this little bracelet that's like floating around, people have already made that. People have already made that. So I'm not gonna make something that someone else has already made. So I was like, I'm gonna make a big scarf because I also just want a big scarf for me. I have that power. Unlimited power. Seeing people express themselves with physical movement is always good. Imagine if I did have full body tracking. But yeah, that's the general vibe. I don't know if I'm gonna make all of this. I make none of it. I mean, admittedly, I've made the scarf, but like I may make some of it. I may make none of it. I may make all of it. I don't know. I'm very slow at making things. So even if if I wanted to make everything, even if I could make one a week, which I cannot because I'm not that fast. I don't think there's enough time up between now and Somna for me to make everything. So there will be a little bit of cherry picking. So I might not do second scarf this side of Somna. Now that I have done big scarf, I might move on to something else. I'm kind of liking. I really like the hourglass idea. I'm not gonna lie. So the idea is that this can just like go on a belt on your like hip. You can just have it on your hip because a lot of people are already making clothes. I'm like, clothes market is covered. Clothing market is covered. Loads of people are making clothes and they're making them a lot better and faster than I can presently. So I'm going to go for like little accessories that you can add to an outfit to give it flair. You know, if people are going to be, especially if people are buying the same clothes, of like how do you distinguish people from one another aside from the colors of their sona. So I was like, make little accessories and things, belts, bags, clips, bracelets that people can add to add flair to their avatar was the idea. And of course, by making them avatar neutral, like I've tried to do with this scarf, they're available to a wider audience of people, whereas clothes tend to be avatar specific. So generally, not always, if you want clothes for your Nova Beast, you have to buy Nova Beast clothes. So there's a small insight into my thought process, at least. But right, it's 5:30. I have to make lunch. I have to make dinner. We have community night tonight. We're playing Lunas, so I need to go. So thank you very much. But there you go. There's a little insight into some of the stuff that's going to be going on. So I'm going to be making a texture for this on Monday. There is no stream on Sunday, so we will have stream tonight, and then I will see you on Monday. So that is going to be it, I think. So there you go. Yeah, I'm pleased with how it works in game. It's just a touch silly, which I like. So I will see you soon. I'm going to end it there. Well, I'm going to take my headset off and very elegantly wander across the room so I can press the end stream button. So yeah, I will see you later, hopefully. But if not, enjoy your weekend and take care. Bye!